Hi there, Attorney Benny here. On Friday, USCIS released a new memo, and there's been a lot of confusion and misunderstanding. If you have been confused or you've been hearing different variations, it's because we received different information. Let me break it down. There is a 6-page policy memo. That memo just basically says that being able to adjust status in the US is a matter of discretion and extraordinary grace. And if somebody is in the US, let's say the person comes on a non-immigrant visa like B1, B2, F1, right? And they want to adjust status. It is not automatic that because they are proven that they married somebody, they can adjust status, right? And it's a matter of discretion. That's what the policy says. However, the spokesperson for USCIS, mind you, that's the federal agency that's going to adjudicate these claims, made a post saying that henceforth, aliens who are in the US that want to adjust status have to go back to their country. Hence the confusion. So everything you are hearing is true, but they are from different sources. People are citing the policy that says that the policy does not say that you have to go back to your country. And people that are saying that you have to go back to your country are citing what the spokesperson for USCIS said. He put it on Facebook. Also, DHS posted on Twitter and said the same thing that moving forward, people should go back to their countries if they want to adjust that. So that's why you are hearing different things because they are all true, right? Two separate things can be true. In this case, that's what it is. People are here citing different things that came out from the same agency. One is the policy memo, one it's from their spokesperson. Now let's go back to the basis. What is the authority for adjustment of status? What is an INA 245? That is authority. I'll project the screen right now. It says that people are able to adjust status. Notably, statutes and federal regulations are not changed by a memo. All things being equal, you just don't change the law by a memo, which, by the way, is unsigned. And also, all things being equal, you don't change the law by something that a spokesperson for the agency says. However, we are aware that this administration has not done things in the way that things should be done, all things being equal, right? So this is what you should do to prepare yourself. If you are about to adjust status, right, be more cautious. When this thing came out Friday morning. Another attorney reported at 1 p.m. on Friday, her client went for an interview. And according to the attorney, the officer had already started implementing these things. The officers asked 4 questions. I'm projecting it right now. So if you are about to adjust status, incorporate these things into your filing. That is if you decide to go forward, right? Because you know that the spokesperson of USS has been very clear and says that you have to go back to your home country. They asked why the person stayed here to adjust status as opposed to going back to their country. They asked what family ties they have. They asked what hardship the person would experience if they go back to the country, right? And they also asked them why they overstayed. So if I was you and you have a USCIS interview coming up, I would prepare these 4 questions because we know that USCIS has acted and asked these 4 questions. Also, another attorney reported an RFN. RFE is called a request for evidence. It has a maximum due date of 90 days. Based on the due date of the RFE that I'm projecting, we can calculate and assume that it was released before this memo came up. So it could be that this is based on that. As you can see, they are asking things like strong ties to the country. Like, do you work? Do you have a job? Are you going to be a public child? Do you have a W-2? Do you have a job letter? Do you pay taxes, right? So if I was you, these things that I see on the screen, I'm going to implement them. People are asking questions whether or not it applies to applications that are already pending. Now, if you read the memo value bill, and I'm projecting right now, they worded it in a way that they are not saying this is a new memo. They are saying that this is a long-standing policy, and this is how they interpret it. What it means is that if it's a new memo, then you can argue that it applies memo for, if for example I say henceforth do ABC. You can be like actually Benny said henceforth. So if I did it yesterday, it doesn't apply to me. However, the way they worded this memo, they made it seem like it's an old thing. What it means is that you cannot argue and say, oh, it's not retroactive because the policy came out XYZ thing. They worded it in a way that, oh, it's an old policy. So we are actually looking out to see if it's going to affect those that are currently pending. But we know that it was implemented for an interview on Friday. So if I was you, when I have already pending USCIS case, I would supplement it. Other people are asking about other specific things on what it applies to people. This came out on Friday. It's new territory. Do not panic. Do not make any plans to leave yet. We will communicate to you in due season. Now, we know that there are serious implications if people would actually have to go to their own country. For example, 75 countries, including Ghana, are currently banned from coming to the US on immigrant visa, right? It means that if I have to leave today, I don't know when I'm going to come back. So there are legal arguments to be made, and then we expect them to be lawsuit. We also expect that if there are anything that, for example, you have ties in the US, you have kids with someone, we expect that they may take all of that into consideration. So this is a lot, but you need to be informed. You need to know what to do moving forward, i.e., plan to. I mean, they're advising people to plan and apply for a 45 like they're applying for a waiver case, because now they're going to look at broader things and have a lot of discretion. That is all for now. This is a lot of information. Thanks for hanging in there with me. If you have any questions, give my office a call and schedule a consult. Stay safe, stay informed. Have a lovely day.